everybody. Welcome back. This is Sunday. We have not. I woke up late. Looks like my dad woke up late too. So, uh, we may go shopping tomorrow. I don't know. Um, we're going to continue on with 4.2, including Archon quests. But first, let's talk about what we uh, found out and what we think of Nouvelette's story quest. I can't wait to do more of that. Now, I'm going to be also making up my bed while I'm doing that. What I thought for Nouvelette's story quest is that's going to be a very good one um, once I get finished with that one, but that will also be a later on because I do want to do Nahidas after the 4.2. Now, what did you think of the 4.2 so far? And remember that at the last little bit on 4.1, and I don't know why Paimon would call it dreams. It's actually it's actually not dreams, but it's not dreams, but it's vision because remember on 4.0 Tartagula, can't say Tartagula, it's a child, gave Trevor his vision. Now during 4.1, we had clues on about him. The last one being the whale and him opening his eyes. And then with Poussin, we had an inkling there on Poussin. That with Poussin, that there was the primordial seawater. Now, when we were checking out, after we signed the papers, we actually went to Risley, not Risley, Risley. And he gave us a bunch of questions. And that it was primordial seawater. However, when we went to Person, I cannot see. And what? With Person, it was again the primordial seawater. So there's a clue there between Tartagula, child, and the primordial seawater in whale. Now, as we go through it, we're going to get even more and more, even more and more and more clues to mull over. Now, with that said, what do you think of it so far? It brings out other questions, right? In which we do need to answer. Now, Uh, I will be doing after I get this done and get everybody cleared up here, and I get my cup of coffee, and I set up and then get my coffee. Uh, we're going to do Lenny's story quest, which is again we need to do in order to do more of the Archon quest. And that's fine. It's taking us a bit longer because then we can mull over it, talk about it, and talk about what we think of it, and give our views. Plus, look at all the clues that were there so far. When we were talking to Risley and Singdring, we mentioned that the seal will not be broken for some time. It got me thinking, okay, so maybe that has something to do with Tartaglia, child whale, and the whale. So, when we mentioned it, he too was scratching his head. So there were a bunch of clues there. When we went back to what was that? Back to Nicolette's office, it even got even more clues. Now, yes, we did have to start his story quest in order to move on with the Archon quest. That's fine. Means we get to take more time and ask even more questions and see how many more clues we can get. And now that we're going to be on Lenny's story quest, that's going to be even more fun. Because that means we get to mull even more over on what really happened with Tupasana and what the primordial seawater has to do. And remember, the floor that we used to walk on is now contaminated with seawater. And it already made travelers sick, right? So, and she doesn't want to exactly go and visit St. Dwayne for that. So we have to be careful on that. So I'm going to set it up and then get myself a cup of coffee and get settled in. And I will do that later on. I do have to do my dad's wash still, and yet we still have to go shop. So let's bring this up here. Okay. Now, one, if you think mine's more interesting because we're going over things. Two, if you find others interesting. Or three, it doesn't really matter. Okay. And once I get that, and boop, And boop. And boop. Enough booping. We have got 92.31. Okay. So, and that is something that we have to go over. And we don't have to go over for a fine-tooth comb. It will be, and last night my PlayStation already finished with all of Kaya's talents. I did Benny's burst. Now I'm working on his normal attack. His normal attack. So, and his normal attack. And before I get and then probably tomorrow we'll be going shopping. I don't want to go shopping on Wednesday. Okay. Okay, that's purple. That's pretty good, right? Ooh, see one Charlotte. See one Charlotte. That's not too shabby. Okay. Now, one thing that I don't do is go. This is my battle pass walking, and I don't do wailing at all. She's way down here. You? No, you're not. Hold on. You're right there. If it was a snake, you would have bit me. And she's reading her newspaper. After all, she works for the newspaper. She might as well get one, right? I need to verify facts. Very good. And this is her weapon. And that. Let's see why I do need to enhance it since today's Sunday. Only that. Okay. We'll do this one, and it's arthritis, folks. It's okay. It's just arthritis in the wrist and the thumb. And what we'll do is we'll go through here, and then if we have to go back, then that's fine. Or if we have to go through all here, that's fine too. Come on, sweetheart.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often, she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
Just like
I'll
my
bet.
parents.
Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, "Ugh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy," or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Uh-oh.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show. Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy. But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. Oh, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
Gemma, right?
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid. We mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Linny, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right. Sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Okay. Okay, in the meantime, we can also do our dailies. Or not. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All done. And we didn't have to lift the finger. Beep. Now, this is also going to be a good time for me once I get my daily thing to actually take a break and get a cup of coffee, and then we'll continue on.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Okay, we can. Actually, what I haven't done, and shame on me for doing that, and then I'll get my thing. Okay, we'll go here, here, and hello, doggy. There's the mailbox right there, hon. this way, over here.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. I cannot help but be stirred.
Okay.
If you ever have any questions about the realm within, you may ask me.
Since we are going to be there anyway, we might as well. And then I'll be right back. We'll And remember that always level up your characters. Let's see what she needs here. Only this here. A weapon. And if you want to know, I actually start Kaya, all three of my Kayas, with the cool steel sword. And we can read this later, actually. And we can do those later, too. So, be right back, and then we'll continue on.
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Entering standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me.
cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying.
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Entering standby mode.
We cannot
I hope
just
nobody
rely on the
disturbs me.
ocean's self-cleaning ability. We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying.
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie Pinocchio. Ah. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Well, hello. Bella VTuber. Well, hello. How's your day going? And okay, so ay, 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 ay. How am I doing? I'm doing good. My dad and I both woke up late, and he just finished watching the NHL Hall of Fame inductees. And I'm doing good. So we're doing the best we can. We're just
Now
trying to
it's time
figure out
for a
what
short
time, what day to go shopping, grocery shopping. Skies, it's windy, but the sky is clear. Yes, I do use Twitter. I should use my Twitter more often than I do. Okay. So Yeah, I do use Twitter. I just look at it rather than really use it, but I do use it. Okay. No. So. Oh, come on.
Seems Lenny strange things again. It's really worrying.
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna need one. Now let me know if it turns off. And I have to. It's not about getting a uh, new laptop. It's just getting a new. No.
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
And kudos because of my coffee cup. Sorry about that, everybody. Where am I? Oh, I will. I will. I will follow you back. Where am I from? I'm a native Californian from. I was born in Pomona, California. We moved up when I was 6 months old to Eureka, to Arcata, California, where I spent my first uh, 12 years living in the trailer. And then our first house, I think we only spent 2.5 years, I believe. Oh, dang. Then I spent and then I spent oh I yeah I spent and then I spent my teenage and adult life here. Um, and it's just my dad and I. My mom passed.
Entering standby mode.
Passed away of terminal lung cancer. Terminal lung cancer. So it's just my dad and I never got married or had kids, so it's just us. Well, yeah, but right now I'm doing the best I can because one of these days, hopefully before Thanksgiving, we'll need to go to do some grocery shopping. And if you guys are living alone or having just two, here's a great idea. My dad and I did this for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. We got rotisserie turkey, rotisserie chicken. We put one in the refrigerator, and we had one just for the two of us. That was plenty. We had stovetop. We had stovetop stuffing. Two big potatoes. We couldn't even finish it all. We had to, on both times, we had to finish it that that the next day, in the next 2 days. We had pumpkin pie, and then I think we had apple pie for Christmas. I'm not sure. And we had canned cranberry sauce. So, for the two of us, that's fine. And so for anybody living alone or having two people, that's a great alternative. Well, I'm sorry you're leaving. Yeah, I do need a logo and a banner, but right now I'm kind of sort of doing streaming when I can. Yeah, because of doctor appointments and he's got to call Melissa soon so he can make an appointment. Now you have to make an appointment for everything, including having your hearing aids checked out. Anyway, and I may need to, because I'm going to have to make an eye appointment soon. So it's I would say, that was it. Found the other one. But I would say, and we didn't go Christmas shopping last year because my dad doesn't like to shop by himself. So I don't mind because I go for my walks anyway, and then I go to Target sometimes, and so wouldn't bother me, but it'd bother him. So you know, that's what we did Christmas last year. We just spent it, just the two of us, and we really didn't get each other. I got him stuff, but
We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short rest.
so he's. Let's see what we need to do here. Hold on here. We do need to do that one. Okay. All the way through here. And so that's basically what it is, and so I do try to stream when I can. So that's since my mom passed away also. Perfect. So, we're hanging in there, and I'm cooking, so that's a consolation. Okay.
Over here.
Okay.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan. Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies. I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
Ah, gotcha.
Just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
And
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
sheesh. What a grouch.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lenny stroking his ego.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel, and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Linny. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
mates.
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
Yep.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Want to grab a drink with me?
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And he's still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Meanie. Not you.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink.
Really? What makes you say that?
Don't work too hard.
Hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lenny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Idiot.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Ooh. Okay. So we need to leave the thing. But before we do that, we need to get some food. Get some food. Get some food. We need food. Yeah, we can always use Fanta. Mm. Yummy. Cream of mushroom soup. I love mushroom soup. Who here likes mushroom soup? Wonder if you like it too, if you don't really care for it. Alrighty. And 3 if you don't know what it is. And if you're watching via YouTube, like, subscribe, and tell me what you think so far.
You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I say way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Uh-oh. That means he's gonna get an ugly nickname.
Hey! Keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve. That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
Hmm.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lenny?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We better take this elsewhere.
Yeah, we're being watched. Okay. We go. Aha, we go here. And I'm going to place a switcheroo with some of my characters. Even though I know they would kick butt. I don't want to lose them. No. Just in case.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Don't worry, I'll bring you back.
I won't hold you back. Much. For justice.
Ah, that's pretty.
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
Uh-oh.
So you're Lenny. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Whoa!
Looks like we can't avoid this fight.
Nope. Aren't you glad I switched characters?
Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Don't worry, we got this.
And voila! Oh, so sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm going in.
Jeez.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Yeah, and that's why I build up my characters.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, let's scram.
Hurry, wise guys. We ain't through with you yet.
I
Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else. Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic, and they've already done it to someone else, but who? You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore. Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
Okay. Back to the cafe. Dum dee dum 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 dee dum dum dee dum dee dum dum dum. Why are we saying dum da dum dum? Never mind. Going down? Yeah, I know that's her. Yes. I'm going down. Jeez.
Keeps getting more bitter.
Looks like no more free on his life.
What? Nothing to say?
Gemma?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being. It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word. Trust me.
Okay. How can I help you?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about going there, please be careful.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. All right. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Okay, now where is his workshop? Ah, we go down. Hello, kitty cat. You didn't say hello to kitty cat. You like kitty cats. Okay.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first. There we go. It should be just down here.
Okay. Yeah, then. Wish me luck because I'm still doing the puzzle. With it, if you want to help me with the puzzle, fine. So, I will be. Oh, we got little Benny boy. So that's Pyro. Okay, so let's go. And if we have to, we can come back. Always. Will you stop that, Lenny?
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Open sesame.
Step right up. Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword.
Bombs away! Water jet!
Dodge this.
Everybody stand back!
Whoa. Look, the doll in the box is glowing. There's something written on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look. Looks like we've reached the end of this route. Shall we try a different one?
Yes. Our okay. Okay, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. And let's give him some.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Oh, gee willikers. Okay.
We're supposed to find the box that lit up at the start, right? There should be another wish list inside. Let's keep trying. That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... And... presto!
A secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside. Let's head in and take a look around. the finale. Don't get frostbite. Cool it.
Water jet!
No, my sword!
Now disappear.
I'm going in! Huh? Ring cutter!
Huh?
Water jet! Yeah!
Freeze!
Let's light it up. Step right up. Let's get this show on the road.
Why did you stop, Lenny? Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
All right, see you in a bit.
Okay. Oh, this contraption. Oh, I hate this contraption. Okay, I'm gonna study it. Hmm. Well, let's try, and then if all else fails, try again. Because there's gotta be a way of doing this stupid contraption. Just haven't figured out what it is yet. Okay, so they. Okay, come on. Oh no! Ah! Drat pack. We almost had it too. Did you see? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use some of that. Excuse me. Oh, golly! Son of a gun. Okay, take a deep breath, girl, and calm down. As I said, it's easier said than done. And don't worry about doing it as many times. Okay, let's. Oh, come off it. I did not. Yeah, that's the way I feel right now. Okay, let's study it. We almost did it the first time. Because we want to get to there. There. And if anybody says it's easy, yeah, right. Uh-huh. Come off it! I did not step it twice. Gee willikers. I just keep trying till I get it right. Okay. Let's do it slow.
Oh, seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Uh-huh. And how do you do that, Paimon? Jeez Louise. And it's Sunday, windy, sunny, windy, and it's 56. Okay. Oh, come on! I didn't even step on any of them twice. That's ridiculous. Game, do not put this type of thing on here. I mean, geez, Louise, make it harder for everybody. Nah, I'm sorry, I'm getting upset, and I shouldn't. Oh! I'm not going to quit the game either. I'm just mad. And I should calm down before doing something like this. As I said. And I know you're supposed to hit all the tiles in one go, but this is getting a little monotonous. I'm tired too, sweetheart. Oh! Never mind what I was about to say. We did not. Jeez. How in the heck are you supposed to get over? I know what keeps pointing to, but you gotta do this puzzle in order to do it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get mad at you guys. You guys are not the ones. Because this is where I'm stuck on the free to play. And we cannot go any further on 4.2 unless we could do this. Never mind. I mean, geez Louise, folks. Okay. Oh! Never mind. Really? Really? Caesar, you outdid yourself this time. Because you see, you're supposed to go in here, but the only way you can do that is do this stupid puzzle. Caesar, you outdid yourself. And I know there's a way you can do it. And yes, I could be watching videos all I want to and I'd still not be able to. So I gotta be able to figure it out. Because there's a trick to it. Caesar just outdid himself. And you're right, maybe his sister knows something. Okay. Whee! Oh! Whoever made this one could wring their necks. Or rather, give them to Tora, your child. Put them in child's domain for a bit. You're probably saying, oh dear. And not let him get out until he. We almost had it. Son of a gun. can't wait to go shopping because we need food, but I think I know what we can have. I think. All right, let's do this. But let's focus. Okay. Oh!
Water jet!
Yeah, that's the way I feel right now. You get to one point and then Caesar, you really outdid yourself this time. But I do like it, even though it does get you a little frustrated. But it makes you think. This puzzle makes you think and wonder. And you know, Lenny's right. Caesar was framed. Because I could tell for the reactions from his former partner. And for some reason, he was framed. Somehow he's involved, and his business partner has to be involved in some way. Ow. Okay. Let's focus this time. Oh, crap. Excuse my language, folks. It's maddening. But we can do this because it's making you think. And so for those of you who are living in the US, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving? I know it'll be just my dad and I know we're going to be watching the Thanksgiving Day parade. Maybe some football, maybe some hockey. Okay. Lenny's waiting for us, you know. Okay. What would Lynette do? Yeah. Yeah, it's a Donald Duck. Yeah. Okay, come on. There's a trick to it. Let's slow down, because maybe we're going a bit too fast. Okay, focus. Well, that's one way of doing it. Ouch! Son of a gun. I know, I shouldn't chew on my finger. I even bite it. I know. Okay. Come on, start, stupid. Okay. And ride. Ow! 'If I had a neck. Yeah, I know it's in there, sweetheart, but we have to do this stupid. Never mind puzzle. Keeping it friendly. I know, I'm starting to get mad, but I shouldn't. Okay. We'll keep doing it until we get it. Whee! That's not how it works, girl. You're supposed to go. Okay, now that's my fault. I pushed the wrong button. Oh boy, I know. And you're not supposed to even stand on there, too, either. Oh, you were supposed to. Okay, we're going the right way. We're gonna do this. We did it! Huh? Okay, we did it!
Wow! There's a hidden room here! Let's see! Oh, this bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes. He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon. Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the table? This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat. So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore.
I bet!
I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
Oh. I don't know.
Two children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these two. I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
Could that be Lenny and Lynette?
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan. They wanted to call me master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master.
Aww.
With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed. It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon. It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now. They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have.
They must be talking about Lenny and Lynette.
They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow. I can sense that their lives have been hard, possibly even dangerous too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods, and that is why we must find our own truth. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet they've already forgotten every word I said. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Linny and Lynette, don't you think? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Linny.
Lenny, Lenny, where are you? Lenny, Lenny.
Linny?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking. The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall, not without a vision at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it. Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here, which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed. Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
But in reality, someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him. But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
Uh-oh. How did he know he was there? All right.
just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
No.
There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with. But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but you disappoint me.
Well,
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her!
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you just wouldn't drop it. Which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out and make it quick.
Do your worst!
yep, we'll do our worst.
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this.
And voila! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Water jet! Bombs away!
Step right up. Here comes the finale. Don't get frostbite. Freeze.
Water jet! Yes! Yes! Everybody stand back!
Huh?
No, what did he say?
You kids are tougher than you look.
Well,
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me. He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me.
So it was jealousy.
ha ha.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it.
And you got a problem with that?
Poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him. Never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it?
And you got a problem with
But
that?
the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?" Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their Mora. There was nothing he hated more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him. There was no other way. He had to go.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
I am.
Oh,
Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world.
nothing
I
wrong
never
with
bought
that.
into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do? So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
Oh, we'll be right back. Open sesame. Wow. Okay.
Looney has told me the whole story.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble.
Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Look who's finally developed a conscience. What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it, because there'll be hell to pay.
Ooh.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lenny? Should we start preparing for your show?
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
Okay, let's turn on the light. And then we'll do some more of this. I get to put this in my bed. Also, because we're losing our light anyway, I didn't want to get up during that. Okay, voila. Okay. Now we can do that. And I do love puzzles like that. It's just, it tends to drive one batty. Okay. But I'm glad we had Kaya.
Time for afternoon tea.
The pleasure is all mine.
Let's get this interview started.
Follow the yellow dots.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Where do you put it all?
Your third? Lynette, come on. We've talked about this. Everything in moderation. We're not going to have any room left for dinner now.
That's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Point taken.
Oh, he just wants to watch over his older
Did everything
his
go
baby
okay?
sister.
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
It's okay. We understand. He did threaten you. Emma would find it hard to trust strangers in your position, too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious, but I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me, and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out. Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
That's the way I feel about my mom right now.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
No.
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else. I've promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone else's help. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Julianne, Hassan, as well as Malus and Silver. So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
So will I, Paimon.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Oh, I like your earrings.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
Yeah, obviously.
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. That doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing.
Oh.
That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster.
Yes,
Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore,
I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person, and they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention.
Well, yeah.
Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Yeah.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in.
Okay. Whatever. I do like her, by the way. I do like her.
Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck, and at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, traveler? All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. To think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits. This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
We won't.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, come on, feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Linny and Lynette or not. Linny changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well, guess we'll just have to ask Linny tomorrow evening.
Which one's this? Ah, good. Wow. I'm sorry I was crying earlier. I was remembering Mom. She would have enjoyed this. This because she would have really enjoyed not only the magic show but the whole thing, including the puzzle. And I'm going to check on what I'll do is I'll check on my dad and see how he is, and then get some coffee. I know I'm addicted, right? And wow. And then it jumped right into Navia and the Knave. You know, I like the Knave. She's a no-nonsense gal, and she doesn't put up with much. She reminds me of my mom a little. The Knave does. And if they And if the game ever puts her, has her as an active character, I want her because she reminds me so much of my mom. And but I was really crying because when Navia was visiting her father, reminded me so much of Mom. Even though I know that Mom was cremated and I know where she is. But it's still hard. And that's why I couldn't help but cry. And so, and that was so deep and touching. So once we do this, then we can do it for Wednesday. And I'll be right back.
Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short
Because
rest.
I do think we're going to be going shopping tomorrow. Maybe, hopefully, it'll be less windy. Oh.
Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. Entering standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me. Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. Entering standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me. Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short rest. Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying. Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short rest. Entering standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me.
Okay.
Seems Lenny is saying some strange things again.
My dad was getting
It's
a
really
little cold,
worrying.
so I had to turn up the heater, and I was a little worried about him. So we're gonna have soup and stuff while I wanted to cook, because he was a little cold, so that's okay. Soup's good. Soup's nice and warm, actually, because it's only 53. When no wonder he's cold. It's only 53 degrees. It's only 53 degrees, so, it's...
I hope nobody disturbs me.
Okay, so let's do this. And we'll do some more of the, what you call it? The, the Archon quest on Wednesday. Okay. Let's do this. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Idiot. If it's a whole other day, then that's fine. A whole new day. I don't usually do that, but you know. You're kidding me.
Tea is ready. Now it's time for a short rest.
Okay. Yeah, we can check over here because it's always. It's always, and it's always nice to check anyway and look around. And let's see. I wanted to check anyway for food. And it gives me a chance to calm down. Okay, 32. And it's 30, is it? And it's 30, so we can go there. Let's go over there, honey. La la la, over the hills and through the hills, and she says so it starts out. La la la, la la la. Ah, yes. Oh, that's pretty.
Entering standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me.
Wonder what this. Ah. Order. Okay. And order is which one? Wednesday and Saturday, okay, and Sunday.
Seems Winnie is saying some strange things again. It's really worrying.
Let me show you all these guys here and her numbers while we wait. I know we can switch, but every time it does, it still says it, so we can do it this way. And the cool steel sword, let's see what else we can give her. But right now it's the cool steel sword. This one, if you're interested, I gave 2 or 3 of my Kayas, 2 of my Kayas. I haven't my one on my PlayStation, still has his. So, and this is her artifacts. Again, I gotta really do some. That's her constellation. And when I level her up, it'll be. Now this is just Hydro. And once I finish with Electro Traveler and maybe do these 2 with 8, then I can move forward. It's probably going to take me a while since that's 47474, so that's probably going to take me a while. This is her constellation. These are her artifacts. And now before you decide to mock the weapon, I got this weapon early on near the start of the game, about, I don't know. Anyway, and it got me through AR Ascension 1 and 2 with Refinement Rank 1. So I just got this year Refinement Rank 2. And this is her. So that's not too shabby. And, this is his, obviously. Oh, he's got a story to tell. After all, he's Hydro Dragon. Who doesn't feel like he fits in? Ow! That's my funny bone. These are his artifacts, even though I gotta level him up. And this is his weapon. Come on, enhance. Yeah, I could do that. And that's our little gal here. And I figure that's her weapon. That's a good weapon for her. And again, I gotta do the same thing. Now with Kaya, he's already C6. He's already a C6. Here. Lucky. These are his artifacts. And this one, after all, he's a Knight of Favonius. And this is his numbers. And then this is Sancho's numbers. This one I actually got mainly because, well, it matches his outfit and also because of Shurksaki. I know that's silly, but... And this is his. He's Hydro. He's a C6. And a little Benny boy. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. And since he's Pyro, and his weapon, which... okay. And there he
Adventure
is.
team, assemble! Or not.
So I'm actually still recovering from all that. Yeah. I can't wait to do some more of Novelette's Melazines. Oh, that's gonna be good. Now we can go on ahead. No, I won't pull her tail. We could go on ahead and do this here, which is go to the ruins. But I'm still. I have to get myself together. We'll do that Wednesday. I know it's not like I couldn't do it. But after Navia's, and yeah, it would cheer me up. Cheer me up and maybe that, but after that, and I know a lot of you, it just gets to me. I know where my mom is, and we do have pictures of her, and I do talk with her. Call me silly. I do talk with her because she had, and I'm glad that my dad and I decided to keep it up. It's with, we don't know who the person is, but she kept saying she was named after her, so we kept her up with my grandmama and her daughter, who happened to be my mama. And so that's why sometimes, even though there was clues there, and there was other things there, I couldn't help but crying and calling Mama, and because that part really got to me, even though my mom passed away terminal lung cancer. And Traveler's right, they're heroes. And I know it's silly, but yeah, I'm not even ready for the magic show, I don't think. But how about this?
Seems Lily is saying
We'll
some
do
strange
both
things.
this and no. And the going to the ruins on Wednesday. The day before Thanksgiving, and I'm more together, and maybe I'll watch the magic show, maybe not, maybe I'll. But I think, because I plan to cook soup. I think that will also relax me. Um, and I know that I'm remembering Mama right now. And Malus, Silver were heroes. Mama was a hero, but because she actually sacrificed her life to take me to swim class, to therapy, to all the doctor's appointments. And she didn't have to. In fact, when we moved here, she didn't have to, but she fought for my rights to go to the local middle school, to go to the high school with ramps, fight to be on SSI as well as the local college. So she did that all for me. And so when Trevor said and Paimon said, well, they're heroes, maybe that's why I need to call Mom. And I think it will be good to do it Wednesday when I'm more put together. And I like watching this Melody. She's making me happy right now. She's cute. Look at her. Wow. La la la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Yeah, pop it broken. Sorry. But you know, maybe spending time with Dad will help. Help, and maybe doing, spraying his wash and doing that will help too. And maybe I can do some of this stuff. Some of this stuff will help. And then I'll feel better. I'm already feeling better watching this Melody skip and hop. but I think that's what I need to do. Because I was sitting here thinking about saying, why am I not doing this thing? The finishing this story quest.
Seems
And
Lily's saying some strange things again.
I didn't realize
It's really worrying.
that it would get me, that Navia's on the Archon quest would get me some. But I think that's what I'll do. And then that way on Wednesday we can do that do the next part of the Archon quest. I think that would be good.
I hope nobody disturbs me.
And I think the knave is more of a parent figure. And also I'm watching the magazine and she's hopping and skipping. So, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you have tears in your eyes and you feel the same way, let's do that on Wednesday. And my mom was super special, super strong and super special. I'm sure she's happy I'm cooking and going shopping with Daddy and other things, spending time with him. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll see you Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm hoping to go shopping. we need food. So and in the meantime, let's put love back into the world because love conquers all. And let's all stand up to cancer so nobody else can lose their lives like my mom did. And let's all stand up to cancer because we need to because my mom lost her battle with lung cancer, but my dad doesn't have any more cancer cells. So
It's really worrying.
I'll see you Wednesday for sure.